that battery life. Yeah.
First Take is presented by the U.S. Marines.
Where's my DJ? Put that camera on me. I can't believe what I just heard. Are you good or bad at what you're doing? You're terrible. You're the worst. Something is wrong with you. This is the definition of player hating.
The best show on television.
Stop right there. He's the best. I definitely co-sign that sentiment.
Thanks for tuning in to First Take.
Stop the damn show.
What's up? It's Friday, and it's First Take. Will Kane in for Molly Karam, along with the guys. You got Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. Good morning, fellas. So, Zion was back in action.
Yes, he was.
Well, you guys got that right. Zion Williamson returned to the Duke Blue Devils last night. He returned to the lineup in dominant fashion as well. He was perfect. He didn't miss a shot all night, literally. 13 for 13 from the field, 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 steals. Here's Zion and Coach Jim Boeheim after the game.
So the people who thought I wasn't going to return, they weren't smart. I love playing with Duke. I love my teammates, and it was great to be back.
What would you want to say to those people who question if you'd come back?
I mean, they are entitled to their own opinion. I appreciate the input, but I can't leave my boys hanging.
How's the knee feel?
Incredible.
I've seen a lot of great players. I'm not saying he's better than those guys, but he's a different player. He can do things that nobody has done in this game. I mean, Charles, like I've said, it was close, but this guy's bigger, stronger, and he's crazy, different type of player. There's not guys like him.
Let's bring in another Blue Devil. There you see him. It's Jay Williams coming into First Take. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Will? What's up, S.A.? What's up,
Jay Will?
What's going on, Jay?
What's going on?
But we're going to start with you, Stephen A.
Yeah.
Love.
How does anyone, or any team for that matter, stop Zion Williamson?
Oh, I got a simple way. It's actually not that hard to stop Zion Williamson. You want me to tell you what you do? You foul him. That's what you do. You foul him. When you look at him last night and playing for Duke, this dude shot 2 of 9 from the free throw line. That's really the only way. Other than that, force him to shoot perimeter shots, which is pretty difficult to do since most defenders are moving out his way at this particular moment in time. He's a physical freak of nature. He's an absolute phenomenal specimen. He's clearly going to be the #1 overall pick. He's big time, make no mistake about it. His athleticism, the mass, the size, his hops, it's ridiculous. But here are the question marks. The jump shot is really a set shot, #1. And #2, send him to the free throw line. Because if you send him to the free throw line, what's he going to do there for you? You shoot 2 of 9. That's basically, you realize he missed 7 free throws last night? 7 of 9 free throws. It's the only shots he missed. The only shots he missed. But it is, but if somebody misses 7 of 9 free throws, I bet you this one thing, Roy Williams in North Carolina tonight is going to foul him quite a few times. Because how else are you going to stop him? And he's going to be hyped to go up against them, because remember, he got hurt 36 seconds into the game against North Carolina, and then the second go round when they went to Chapel Hill, because that was at Cameron Indoor Stadium, they beat him. North Carolina beat him twice. You 8 miles apart, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how Jay Williams knows what I'm talking about, how those colleges compete with one another, and it ain't just on a basketball court, just for the record. I mean, you got bragging rights in a lot of ways in Chapel Hill, in that Durham area. So he's going to be hyped tonight. Roy Williams needs to foul him a lot, because that seems to be the only way to stop him.
I mean, how do you stop Zion? But by stopping him, does Duke still win? Because then you didn't really stop him. Zion's a team player. So the issue is, how do you beat Duke, right? Well, I mean, you pack the middle and make them hit shots from the outside. But you knew that going into this season. That's what you do against Duke. And if they're hitting shots, good luck. Zion, by the way, is a two-way player. He's a defender. He's a willing passer. He is a better shooter than a lot of guys his size at this point in their lives or careers. And I want to say something about what Zion said to those who are giving him the advice, hey, don't play another game, because I am one of them. What did I always say, Stephen A? Well, I'm not trying to tell, if that's what's in his heart that he wants to play, he needs to play. And good for him for addressing it. Even the way he addressed critics who say, hey, there's too much at stake for Zion to fulfill his commitment to the team. He respectfully says, okay, thanks for the advice. I love doing this. This is what I want to do. This is me. Good for him. He is in all the important ways, he's a perfect prospect. In all the important ways. Yes, he could shoot a little better. He could shoot free throws better. There are things about his game that he can refine. But he has greatness written all over him. And even if you stop him, I don't know. I mean, if they're not hitting their shots, I suppose you've stopped him. But if his teammates are hitting shots from the outside, good luck stopping him.
Hey, Jay, take this. Give me the game plan. Literally, is it what Stephen A. said? Is it hack a Zion? How do you go about stopping Zion? Hell, you can do this at the collegiate and the professional level. How do you stop a guy who's almost perfect right now?
Yeah, well, I was going to say a couple of things to unpack here. Number one, to address what Max just said. Look, the sentence he said before that, right? Because that was the second time that Allison asked him the question, how would you address your critics? He first off said they're not smart. He's like, well, those people aren't smart. So, like, Zion has an edge to him that is different, that he's going to bring into this game tonight. Now, he was able to quickly recalibrate that and give the politically correct answer, which I give him a lot of credit for. He's very in tune. He's very smart. He understands how to play the game. So he said a little edgy comment, and then he gave an uplifting comment to ease the edgy comment, okay? So that's number one. He understands how everything's playing into it. Secondly, how you stop him, I agree with SA. You stack the lane. You force him to be a free throw shooter, and you force him to see multiple defenders. Zion Williamson, and one of the reasons that I said I was worried about him coming back to some degree is that he is freakishly athletic. Did you see what he did? Like, every single play that he had last night ends up being a highlight because he has a 45-inch vertical. You take that away, all of a sudden, what other parts of his skill set does he bring to the table? I mean, he tries to barrel through contact. He won't be able to do that at the next level. So I still think as far as his skill set, he needs to add a mid-range game. He needs to work on that shot, that free throw shot, that three-point shot, because you get to the next level, Will, Max, SA, like, guys are going to play off him. Guys are going to have that physicality to meet him at the rim. He kind of reminds me of he's what Josh Smith should have been. Now, Josh Smith had a better jump shot back in the day, but he reminds me of that NBA comp. Because when you used to watch Josh Smith, you're like, yo, this dude has all the tools. He just didn't have that. Zion has this, and Zion has that perpetual motion where he just wants to dog you each and every play, which is a skill set that is extremely underappreciated.
So I tell you, you got to appreciate this, too. And this is what people don't realize. When you go up against a surreal talent, particularly one who's emotional on the court, and by that I mean it in a good way. You've got to people don't realize that the great coaches figure out a way to frustrate you. It's not just about simply taking away your strength. It's taking away your preferences. Zion is a physical freak. Zion loves making the highlight reels. He loves dunking the basketball all over the place. What if you made him shoot jump shots? What if you took away the interior? What if you made him show you a mid-range game or a game beyond the three-point arc or foul him? You got to remember that could serve to quell the momentum of Duke.
But don't you think coaches are coming into games saying those exact things and being incapable of executing it?
I think to some degree when you talk about incapability, sure, because you see guys intimidated by him and moving out of his way because he's so big and he's so powerful. But that's these guys. That might not necessarily be North Carolina. That's certainly not going to happen deep into the NCAA tournament. When you're going up against Gonzaga and Kentucky and North Carolina and Michigan State and people like that. Oh, no. Those programs, it's going to be a different animal.
That's
what's going to make it interesting.
That's why I'm saying, even if a guy's not Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to say, look, if you hold Zion Williamson to 15 and 10, that's a great night defensively. That's a great night defensively because he's going to get you 10 boards just off his relentlessness to attack the rim. He's going to get you a couple rebounds, a couple of putbacks because that's the way his game is built. But if you stop him from having 29, 10, and 5, like that's how you limit Zion Williamson. That's how you beat Duke. Let him get 15 and 10. That's what he's going to get anyway, but make him work for all that stuff.
Just look at Duke with him and without him. That's what I mean when I say, how do you stop Zion Williamson? We're really asking, how do you play Duke with Zion Williamson on the floor? Because you can keep a guy's numbers down, but his team is still functioning very well. They did not function nearly the same without him. And you don't have to be a great passer to be a willing passer, to make the right basketball play. I think about it, I was talking to a producer today, Stephen A. Dominique, shout out, saying, why is it that Zion's so likable? Like you find people kind of dissing Blake Griffin at a similar stage, even in his career, maybe a year or two later, but had a similar game in certain respects. What is it about Zion that makes people? I think the answer is with him. Not only is he differently kind of physically freaky, but he's a willing passer who takes it hard to the rack all the time. You think about like the Greek Freak. Same kind of thing. The guy always takes it hard and yet is a willing team player. And that's recognizable. So even if you stop him, Jay, you hold him to 15 and 10, and Duke wins, did you really stop him?
But Jay, let me also go here. I hear where Max is coming from, but let me also go here. Like I told you, it's about emotion from time to time, and it's about taking away what people want to do because it serves to demoralize them. Why do I say stuff like that? For the running rebels, right? UNLV. Slow them down. It's a problem. Not that they couldn't beat you, but they weren't the same team when they were running.
Make them uncomfortable.
40 minutes of hell. Nolan Richardson in Arkansas. Excuse me, if you were able to break their press, all of a sudden they weren't the same team. When you talk about Chris Paul with a Blake Griffin, with a DeAndre Jordan, Hoop City, when they weren't dunking on you all day long, they were a different team. Why? Because the very thing you came to the arena looking for them to deliver was compromised by the opposing team who took that strategy away. Recognizing that they were still elite, recognizing that they could still beat you in other ways, but because they didn't beat you that way, it may take away from their game when it counts. It's almost the equivalent of taking the Golden State Warriors and turning them into a 2-point scoring team. Sure, they can score and they want to run all day long, but if Steph Curry and Klay Thompson ain't slinging bombs